Welcome back to Enthador, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dwarf Fortress version 0.43, and we are the Fortress of Lost Knowledge. And the were-lizard Tekwil Thuslaxkusith has come, a large lizard twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh, its eyes glow blue, its raw umber scales are blocky and set far apart. Now you will know why you fear the night. And oh boy, do I fear the night, because right now we are not ready for a were-lizard attack. The good news is we have a ton of animals outside of our fortress that can die for the fortress. And it appears everyone is inside, so that's great too. So we might just survive this. But first things first, I have to create a panic zone here. And this seems like a pretty good panic zone. So let's W for burrow. Let's add a burrow. Let's call this burrow... Let's call it... I don't know. Emergency. Okay. And we're currently painting. So let's just... Everything under the main entrance is supposedly safe. Or if it's not safe, it's... Well, if the were-lizard gets past the main entrance, we're all going to die anyway. So. Okay, this floor and this floor should all be good. As you can see, a lot has been dug out already. We're doing quite well. I'm focusing on the water, though, because food is becoming a problem, as is drink. I did create a little farm. You might have seen a glimpse of it up at the top. But it is not... We get these ridiculously huge migrant waves that don't make any sense. Like, I don't understand why the dwarves are so interested in coming to Lost Knowledge, to this horrible, terrible, or terrifying ocean. Although, granted, word might have got around that there aren't any actual undead in the ocean. So that's good. I mean, from a dwarf perspective. Alright. Well, from anyone's perspective, really, I guess, right? I'm also glad there is no undead in my town. Alright. So everything that matters right now should be inside the burrow. Well. Whatever. Okay, all that's in it. And we haven't gone any further below that. So... I think we're good. Oh, we forgot a piece. Okay. That's taken, okay. And we can leave this corridor. But essentially, I was smart enough to build a drawbridge. So now I just gotta hope that one of these dwarves has enough wherewithal to pull the lever. But the burrow's done anyway. So the lever is here. There's plenty of dwarves hanging around. Let's pull it, and let's pull it now. And military alerts. And add alert. We're going to call this danger. And we're going to set the civilians to it. And part of it is going to be... So, Burrow's emergency. Alright, perfect. I also have some terrible, tragic news for you. There's a little farm I was building here. Just out in the open. Because it's the only place where there's soil until I get things worked up. But while he was out hunting capybaras, slaying many of them, unfortunately, Red Fairface decided to jump into the lake. He could not swim, so it wasn't the smartest move he could have possibly made, and he is dead. So now Jurist Fathog is our militia commander, but he doesn't have any weapons or armor, So fighting really isn't our #1 priority right now. We're going to lose all of our animals, including some pets. So that's going to be a problem. But at least everyone is safe. At least everyone is safe. Quickly, before we allow this were-lizard to tear us all to pieces, however, let's talk about our migrants. We had tons of migrants, but unfortunately, they are all named dwarves. And that's fine in the sense of having named dwarves, but for dwarf profiles, it's very hard. Because one of my rules is I only profile new dwarves. But what happens if there aren't any? I don't know. And the reason why I can't just go profile one of our old dwarves who came back is because on the list of dwarves, they are all way up here. So if I went like 0 through 600 or 360, I could do that, but the odds of it actually being a dwarf in the fortress are really low. So you'd see me randomly going through like 15 dwarves before we finally found one that we could profile. And that's just doesn't work well. So that's why I'm not doing that, in case anyone's wondering. But as far as the new migrant waves, we got, I think I told you all about Akkus, Iglaloo, Jurist Fathog, Kratos Shadowban, Valen, and Zarek. But then in the autumn, we got Alex the Less Great, Fortress Drunk, Puford, Ethard, Thorim Stormborn, and then in the spring, everyone decided to come. We had Aiden Wolf, Anarian, Arcturus, Bullzome, Davian, Phoenix, Galeg Helros, Garmet, Genoan, Gregor Stoneside, Gwendolyn, Nikola Tesla, Pycon, Saffron, Slavaj Zizek, Squidoo, Toril Abir, Vanguardus Black, William, and Wuthart. Now, Wuthart is great because he is a legendary mason, so I put him to work immediately masoning. Squidoo is a great stonecrafter, which is better than nothing, so I'm putting him to work stonecrafting. And Pycon was a legendary +5 brewer, so I got him, of course, brewing. And that's really all that's new, though. Everybody else is just being unassigned and doing unassigned things. So let's see if we survive this. So the Forgotten Beast is not going after our animals. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh. He jumped. He leaped up to attack our animals. Meanwhile, how's our gate doing? It's up. We are safe. Actually, for once in our lives, a dwarf actually pulled the damn lever in time. That is fantastic. But it just reminds me that we should probably get another drawbridge, like, down here, as a last case measure before all hell breaks loose. Although, yeah, if the enemies are supposed to be coming in through here to face our melee dwarves, we should have multiple drawbridges, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But we're able to survive this one, so woo-ha. But he is going to butcher all of our animals before turning back into whatever he is. And he is just massacring all of them. He's having a bit of trouble with the horse, though. Now, my question is, if he was able to attack but not kill any of these animals, will they become werebeasts? Or can only but can only, like, sentient creatures become werebeasts? What are you doing? Why is he coming into our fortress now? He's a human. What the hell are you doing? Okay, there he is. He's just hanging out. And I guess he's done. He's seen the gate. Hopefully he will not tell anyone. Whoa. And he just disappeared. That doesn't happen every day. He's friendly. Well, good to know. Oh, he didn't disappear. He's just hanging out. He doesn't want to leave. There he is. Oh, and Squidoo has crafted Oken Gegul Batokin Kirnal, a diorite toy boat. Good job, Squidoo. Well, we have to take a look at that, don't we? So Squidoo is in the Craftsdwarf's workshop. So I think it's T. There it is. Let's take a look. This is a diorite toy boat. All Craftsdwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with birch And that's it. On the item is an image of a blizzard man in diorite. A blizzard man? You mean like one of the designers of World of Warcraft? Or I don't know. Either way, we can let our people go. And we can set the military civilians back to inactive. But yeah, I'm wondering how... Yeah, this guy just doesn't want to go anywhere. Well, I can't risk him turning back into a thing. So, Jurist, I know you have no weapons. I know that. I guess you're just going to have to wrestle this guy to death. There he is. He's just hanging out. Where's Jurist? Oh. Something out there is scaring him. Oh. And Jurist just lambasted him with his bare hands. We have to see this one. Okay. So. The fat hog punches the human in the right upper leg, bruising the bone. Then he punches the human in the right hand, and the injured part collapses. So he collapsed his right hand, and then an artery was opened, probably the wrist artery, and then Jurist punches the human in the head with his right hand, bruising the muscle, which knocked the human unconscious, and then finally he grabbed the human by the upper left back teeth with his left hand, punched the human in the head repeatedly, bruising the skull, until finally he jammed the skull through the brain with his bare hands and shouted, "Gruesome wounds, this does not scare me." And therein lies the story of our werebeast friend. And luckily for us, because this is not a reanimating biome, we can dispose of him. I think down here is a good place as any. So let's go stockpile. And we're going to do corpses. Y. There we go. So hopefully they'll drag him out of the hallway. And hopefully none of our animals are going to turn into bloodthirsty creatures at the next full moon. The ones that survived. You know, I guess we should turn these animals into delicious food, though, since, you know, just so they don't go to waste. It's going to create miasma, though. So we're just going to build the butcher shop up here. Man, this is very different. Had we had a reanimating biome, this would have been quite a different game, let me tell you. But, ooh. Oh, yeah. I was like, ooh, Marcus Antonius is a doctor. Yeah, that's right. I made him that way. All right. Is anyone good at butchery? Not really. But you three are at least somewhat skilled in it. So let's commit. And we'll give you tannery as well. We could always use some leather. Why not? Okay, so then that reminds me, though, we should probably build a tanner's workshop as well. Okay, cool. Well, that could have gone a lot worse, and it's now summertime. Summertime. Where I just sit back and unwind and kill were-lizards. And it's going to take a while to think about what it's done. Just animal massacre here. I'm pretty sure animals can't become werebeasts. Pretty sure. Alright. And of course everybody's gathering plants. Why are they doing that? Well, because I ran out of alcohol. Things got a little dicey for a moment, but it's worked out. We've managed to save the lives of everybody in the fortress. It was touch and go for a while. Which is why water is becoming so important to me, certainly. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So this is my stone stockpile. I'm just having people move random stone in there. I have so many dwarves and not enough things for them to do. This is an everything stockpile, but eventually it's going to be just wood. So you'll notice I dug out this middle area. I'm turning it into a furniture stockpile, but here's the sad thing about stockpiles. unlike every type of other designation, you can't radiate a stockpile. And when I say radiate, what I mean is you can't pick a central point and just have it grow to fit the room. Like, for example, you can with a bedroom, designating a bedroom. A stockpile has to be a square or a rectangle. So I couldn't create a furniture stockpile that encompassed this entire room because it would have taken over the stockpiles in these corners of the circles. Same thing with the circles. If I put something inside of them, it's going to take over this room. So that's kind of a bummer. So you push P for stockpiles, and so you don't have an opportunity to set it to radiate, unfortunately. You just make a square as best you can. So that's lame. How are we doing on the brewing angle here? Okay, we're still brewing. That's great. Good old Pycon. And even though nobody here is skilled at engraving, I figured the first year we might as well memorialize in some way. Let's take a look. How do I see it again? I guess just K. Yep, engraved on the wall is an image of Pear-Cut Gems by Valen. Thanks, Valen. An image of Clouds by Iglaloo. An image of Sandpaper by Puford Enthador. And an image of Peach Trees by Iglaloo. So yeah, nothing about the great founding of Lost Knowledge or the travails. Nothing about the sad and horrible death of Red Fairface, but peaches, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Alright, I've got my mason area sorted up, but everything else I'm just kind of doing out of this main area. I have other priorities right now, like for example, water, which we're about ready to do here. I just need to build a pump. Let's see. Screw pump. I need a pipe section. Okay, well, I could do that. I already built the screw. I thought that was enough. 'Twas not. 'Twas not enough. Okay, so let's go to our carpenter's workshop. And we want pipe. I want to lay some pipe. Pipe section. There we go. And I love how this pump is going to be wooden, because you can't make it out of rock. I mean, you can use metal, obviously, but we are in no position right now to start a metal industry. You know, we have a pretty decent mason. So let's construct a statue. And details. Specify the image. Historical figure. Jurist Fat Hog. Because like I said, we're going to make statues of all of our legendary dwarves, of which I know for a fact Jurist is, and there's more, but we're going to do Jurist first. Alright, and that'll be our first legendary dwarf here. In fact, we should probably smooth out the stone in preparation for that. Okay, good. Someone will get to that, one of our many idlers. Still raining repulsive goo. I really want to make it so we never have to go on the surface again. So I want to get this farm situation set up here. I'm not going to smooth out the walls of the... Well, I was considering it. I don't know, it's part of our fortress. It should look good, but it's going to take so much time. And it will also artificially raise the value of our fortress, which makes us more likely to be attacked by goblins. But aesthetics. I mean, once this is filled with water, there's not going to be much we can do. So we're going to do it. We're going to smooth it out. It's going to be the sexiest fortress, the sexiest undead hidden fortress you've ever seen. Ever. And I like the idea some of the people had in the comments about putting like random slabs out front to make it look like a crypt so that people don't think to come check it out. Although the werebeast seemed to have found his way here quite well. Maybe he just smelled the blood. But that's why we had to kill him, because we couldn't have him go around telling people about Lost Knowledge, although I'm sure the goblins will catch wind. They seem to have a magical ability to always know where the dwarves are. But our defensive systems worked out pretty well. As long as we have animals to sacrifice, we have time to lower our drawbridge. Alright, Alright. Do we have anything? Are our masons busy? Because if they're not, I can give them more stuff to do. They don't appear to be doing anything worthwhile. Or not masons. Did I say masons? I meant, our stone workers. Or miners. Come on, Marcus. Well, we're not gonna... One thing about the library is we have to start from the top down. So we can't dig that out yet. We have to dig like a staircase right at the entrance. You know, another thing I was thinking too is just for fun to have like this area be 2 stories as well. But you know what? I'm not going to do it because I've already kind of ruined it by having this here. Like I was going to have like this be a raised walkway over this area so people could look down on here, but I already turned this here into a room, so I can't do that. So this fortress will just have to be mostly epic instead of like super gargantuan epic. But yes, we're not going to dig out the library for a while because it has to be done, just like our dining hall has to be done very smartly. We have to do a staircase all the way up to the highest level, and then channel it out, and then channel out the staircase, and then so on and so forth until it's done from the top down. It's very important. Very important. Alright, but we're going to just open up some more rooms because the miners are sitting idle. And you know what they say to dwarven children in the Oaken Flags, idle hands are Oleg Gutsflyer's workshop. Alright. I kind of like how you can take this marking and turn it real. Like, I think I'm going to do all my fortresses like this from now on. I'm going to plan them out using this tool. And then write over them one room at a time with the actual designation. Now, I might as well dig this out all the way over here, even though I can't make a cool stockpile out of it, just to leave no space unturned. Alright, that should be enough to keep the miners busy for now. And while we're doing that, let's profile a dwarf. We'll just have him kind of run in the background. So, 354. That will be Losmar. So let's take a look at Losmar. Oh. Whoa, 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 what did I just do? Manage labors? No, thank you. Not interested in managing labors. I'm interested in searching. Thanks. Losmar is a founder. He's currently sleeping. Lazy bones. He killed a rat woman in Lostknowledge, I guess with his bare hands. That's pretty impressive. Good job, Losmar. Or she, her. She feels euphoric due to inebriation. She doesn't have a quote, which is really sad. She doesn't feel anything after sleeping without a proper room. Well, that's good. I'm glad of that. Within the last season, she was annoyed after having a drink without a goblet. Yeah. She was bored after leading an unexciting life. Well, welcome to Lostknowledge. That will never be the truth again. Although, having undead whales attacking us, I guess, would have been a bit more interesting than what we're currently dealing with. She felt lonely after being away from family. She was uneasy after being unable to parade a Thull. She was interested near a fine seat and a fine table again. Blissful dining in a fantastic dining room. Are you kidding me? That little alcove next to the trading depot covered in loose stone. And that's a fantastic dining room? If you say so. She had a fine drink. She felt euphoric due to inebriation, bitter after getting into an argument, and bitter after getting into an argument again. She's a faithful worshiper of Thull, so faithful that she's upset that she can't worship Thull. She is 63 years old. She is tall and very fat. Her ears are extremely tall. Long? Tall ears? What? She has a scratchy voice. Everybody in this fortress has a scratchy voice. It must be the repulsive goo. Maybe it just makes people's voices scratchy. Her hair is mahogany. Her medium-length hair is neatly combed. Her skin is dark peach. Her eyes are ochre. Her eyes have slightly large irises, and her nose is slightly upturned. She's flimsy and extremely quick to tire. She likes conglomerate, pig iron, sunstone, badger leather, spears, cabinets, and the sight of the mother of glistening. When possible, she prefers to consume tapir cheese, rye beer, and string beans. She absolutely detests rats. She has a great ability to focus an iron will, a great feel for surrounding space, and a way with words. But she has lousy intuition. That's great. So she's friends with our initial 7, and she's also friends with, I guess, Red Fairface's ghost, whom we haven't put to rest yet. And she's on friendly terms with some other people, like Fortress Drunk. Despite getting into an argument, apparently she's not upset with anyone. So that is a plus. And that's about that, folks. We're out of time. I'm going to put up our statue to Jurist Fat Hog when that's ready, and I'm going to keep digging out rooms and focus on the water, really. And I'll bring it back when we're ready to dig into the ocean and see how this little plan of mine works, if it's going to flood the entire fortress, or perhaps if it will yield good results. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marcus Aurelius. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.